As my age now, I'm rushing to 60. Then I start planting cassava about, let's say, 50 years today.
Cassava has been grown here for over 10-15 years. At that time, I don't think cassava farming was not meant for commercial.
I've been farming since I was young, more than 40 years ago.
The challenging with the face, we know even Mount I'm saying a challenge before, because we do them as normal as we meet our forefather they do.
2015 precisely, BIF conducted a study to understand the constraint in the cassava market. And the study, we were able to find out 3 major constraints. The first one being poor access to improved seed, know-how, and inputs. The second one being high cost of production due to practice of the farmers, and the last one being poor access to market, industrial market, because of the price the industrial market offers.
Financial challenge, mechanized challenge. We do it with our own human efforts. That is challenge. We weed instead of chemical. We weed, we teed, we clear on our own.
BIF came up with a business model which I will call house grower scheme business model. The house grower scheme business model is basically to address these 3 problems by providing aggregating function of inputs, access to inputs, know-how, coordination, and logistics.
Crest Agro Products Limited is a group of companies. We have Crest Agro Products as the processing unit and the holding company. To be able to have enough raw materials for our factory, we started early to develop a relationship with farmers on a grower basis so that we will always have support from them while we keep them in business as well, and increasing their life quality.
The Fadama came in to enlighten us, to encourage us, and to help us. Crest came to introduce and synagogue. They introduced and Vadama, they team up. They are the one that open way for us. They train us and they give us STEM and fertilizer, chemical, sprayer, boots, wheelbarrow. They supported us.
We also have an agreement with Synagogues. Synagogues is a development organization that is also working, doing an intervention in Cassava in Kogi State.
Synagogues is a global non-profit organization that seeks to solve complex problems of poverty. In Nigeria, our focus is on agriculture, solving poverty through agriculture. The objective was to create a larger market for these farmers, while at the same time providing Crest Agro with cassava for her factory. The average size is about 1 hectare per farmer. So we had about a total of 338 farmers for over 340 hectares. Synagogues trained some persons from that community, and I can say to a large extent that goal has been achieved. How an MOU was signed, and earlier this week, harvests took place at one of the cluster farms, and Crest Agro was there to take from these farmers. In this way, in this manner, the farmers have have a readily available market, and at the same time have increased and improved livelihoods.
Well, if we're looking at the nature of the cassava, the one or two that we have tested, the 419, has more healing ability than the former one we used to plant. Fadama brought this variety to us. It's enormous because, like now, the labor force is reduced. The use of chemicals, I found out that formerly we do weeding and all these things, and gradually, at the end, we don't go as wide as this, that as lengthy as this. But look at with a farm like this, to be able to control it, with the use of this input that Fadama has introduced to us, we are able to at least gain something.
As everything don't be writing now. So we know say not small different from that area to this time when we come. But these few years when I start, they do this cassava, I know the process I stay on, and then I know how much when I collect than before when I'm doing.
The farmers' yield have been more than double. The farmers were able to get support from Fadama tree intervention that provided good agronomic practices training for them that has actually helped them in increasing their yield up to 20 tons. The farmer now can boastfully say that they are making good income from production of cassava.
As it is, anything that comes to Kogi State for farmers, as to the exemplary the Fadama has brought since 1989 that I began on farming cassava. I do load a 911, I do package raw one to Oba to sell. I have never achieved like what I am gaining from the Fadama.
Now they can then supply cassava in volumes. They are able to access industrial markets.
We agree per ton 20,000 naira. Now I get experience well. Because formerly this experience when we get, if person get them for our farmers before, they say na selfish farmers. Sir, this one be now. I can't carry one say I dash person. It's before I go say, hey, go there, go carry 1-2 line. Uproot them, carry them, they go. Before. But now, we can't do so. Then we see say that one when we carry out the last time, I say now money will go through it.
The experience is great improvements because in our local variety, when you uproot, you can see 1, 2 tuber. But this one, you can see 12, 13, 14, 15 when you uproot one. So the difference is so clear.
To add the selling of the stems, each bundle now is 50 stems. That's per one bundle. At least we that harvested last year now, we were very, very happy because we get to that area, just like this one again. So we also help people that are not part of us. At least you can give them like 20,000 to start your own so that it will be spreading. We are not waiting for the government alone now.
We don't know say that they sell this stem. See, by the time I work out for this stem, I don't want to match them. Before I go, they match them, they go. Some I go throw away them away. It's now money.
Before now, farmers threw away their cassava peels. And through the innovation, the farmers are now making more income by converting the peels into wealth.
So to bring about that, a processing plant was constructed at Ojapata, the Ojapata cluster, and then you have persons bringing cassava peels from around the area to this cluster. You have cassava tubers being processed into gari, and then you have the peels processed into livestock feed. In this way, you empower the people in that area, while at the same time ensuring that there is no waste from cassava products at all in any way. We had about 11 cluster farms to operate the machineries in these plants. So these persons have been empowered, and besides that, there is improved food security in that they don't have to use grain to process livestock feed anymore. And then also processing these cassava peels into livestock feed has given them an additional source of income. So you have persons bringing in the cassava peels without having to throw them away, and then you are processing them and then selling to feed millers, to ranchers, and then cattle rearers.
That is an innovation that has created wealth among the microprocessors of cassava.
Even most of our people, some buy motor, some breed house.